Hey y'all, so just finished doing some work around the house. I'm doing a lot of planting. Planted 14 fruit trees this year, including 4 persimmon trees. However, they showed up dormant. Be careful when you order trees online. Most of the time they show up dormant. About half of them don't ever live. However, my neighbor has persimmon trees, right? And I have a compost pile over there. And after I bought these 4 persimmon trees, I noticed that I had 5 trees growing in my compost. Turns out they're persimmon trees, so I wasted money on that. However, um, if any of the, and they're bigger than the ones I bought. So, um, be careful ordering online. This was a company I had never dealt with before, but that I chose not to use the one I dealt with before because some of the trees that they sold me years ago weren't what they said they were. Like my peach tree out front that puts off great peaches. Don't get me wrong, I love the tree, but when I planted it, it was supposed to be a Chicago hardy almond. Yep, the first time it fruited, I said those aren't almonds. But anyway, most of the trees we've bought and planted have come from Tractor Supply. There's even a few, the JC grocery store here, they were even selling trees, and we bought a couple there, and they're doing great. But another tree I got from that online company was supposed to be a 5-in-1 plum or pear, one of the two. It was spliced together, you know, it's supposed to have different fruits on the same tree. It has never given me a single piece of fruit. So, it's a great big ass tree now. I'd have to cut it down with a chainsaw or an axe to get rid of it. So, and it's like twice the height it was supposed to be. So you just got to be careful. But we are doing a planter garden as well on the concrete over there. You can see it. We've planted carrots and lettuce and some other stuff over there. We're going to do potatoes in the pots too. See how that works out. I had a potato plant come up, volunteered in my compost pile. Something volunteers every year. So it was potatoes and persimmon this year. Yeah, I had the same problem with pawpaw trees from that company. I've only got one that's still over there, and I'm not sure if it's still alive or not. There's no greenery on it yet. I planted it last year. It got some leaves on it last year. Of course, they fell off in the winter, but I don't know if it survived. My Chicago hardy fig, which is actually a fig tree, has survived. It's got one little green shoot down near the bottom, so I know it's still alive. It's probably going to take a couple of years before it really takes off. The cherry tree we planted behind the house is doing well. Of course, the peach tree is covered in peaches again this year. You got to prune your trees though. I found that out the hard way because a couple of years ago my peach tree didn't put any peaches off, and it was because I hadn't pruned it. As soon as I pruned it that fall, the next spring, all kinds of peaches. What else? I just finished planting some corn. I'm doing it in 3 sections this year. I just planted today. I'm going to wait 2 weeks and plant again another section, and then wait 2 weeks after that to plant another section because I don't want it all being ready at the same time, because that'd just be a whole shit ton of corn at once, and some of it would go to waste. I'm probably going to leave a couple of ears to go to seed and see if it works out for me next year. If I can get them to, go to seed from my particular soil, I think they'll do better. We got, I don't remember if I said or not, we got 10 new chicks. We got Brahmas and blue Plymouth Rocks this time. There wasn't any Rhode Island Reds for sale at that time. So, but I got 4 Rhode Island Reds left, and they're still producing eggs. But they're old. They're 6 years old now. So they're not producing like they used to, and they're not long for this world. I had 5 up until about a month ago. Found one laying dead. So they got a Viking funeral because I didn't know what killed it. Probably would have been okay to eat. If we were desperate, we would have eaten it. But I didn't want to risk it. There's no point. Apple trees are looking good. Pear trees look good. Plum trees look good. Of course, we planted a second peach tree. It's looking good. Overall, we're doing pretty well. Blackberries are doing awesome. They're still in a pot. I was gonna transfer them to the ground this year. By the time I got to it, it already had blackberry blooms all over it. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm probably gonna leave it where it is in a pot, but I'm gonna get a bigger pot for it, so its roots will have room to spread out. I don't want it to get root bound. We just planted blueberries yesterday, and a couple of the plants that we planted already had blueberries on them, so I got a good feeling about those. I think other than the corn, we're done with planting. Well, we're probably going to plant some more potatoes. I planted sweet potatoes, squash, tomatoes, peppers, watermelon. I haven't done any cantaloupe yet. I have good luck here with cantaloupe. I might plant some cantaloupe, but it's getting a little late. Well, I'd still get quite a bit off of it, but I don't know. I might just wait till next year for the cantaloupe. I don't want to overextend myself. I've got a lot planted already. I don't want to do too much, because it gets, I've done it. You do too much, you can't take care of it all, and it was a wasted effort. So anyway, that's all I got. This was a really long video. I hope you all watched to the end. Till next time, I'm Mott Victoria Curum. Stay safe out there.